All right, so as we get ready for October 3rd, I'm going to have to be doing a lot of podcasts on my video. I don't know if I'm going to put them right here. Well, obviously now I am. So I can get used to talking for an hour at a time. So I want to be, formulated and regulated and ready to rock and roll, that I can actually talk on all subjects for an hour. So obviously with the show starting October 3rd on WOR, 7:10 a.m., flagship station of the Mets and Rutgers Big Ten College Football, we're going to be talking about, obviously, the Mets. Let's hope they're still in the playoffs. The Yankees, let's hope they're still in the playoffs. And obviously the New York Jets and the New York Giants. And I'll be giving away free tickets to the Jets and Giants also on air, simplistically with just contests. And then we're going to have people call in also, like yourselves, that will give me picks and will try to outpick me. And then we're going to have some sort of contest where I'm hoping that at the end of the contest, I'm either going to give away playoff tickets in that person's area or playoff tickets, and then maybe Super Bowl tickets. So we have to see, like last year, Super Bowl went for any seat in the building at the end of the day last year because there was so much demand for those tickets. And you had the golf playing right there too. You had the Pro-Am. It was just so crazy. I mean, tickets went for between $3,000 and $10,000. Anywhere. The worst seat in the house at the end of the day went for $10,000 because people had to get tickets filled, had to get orders filled. It was a nightmare as far as ticket brokers, because I have friends that were ticket brokers. I have friends that lost millions of dollars, because what happened was, if you take people's money, you have to fulfill that order no matter what at that price, especially if it's paid already. That's a rule. That's a law. You can't just beat the person. You can go out of business and go bankrupt, 100%. But otherwise, you have to fulfill that order. So people wrote orders at $2,000 that cost them $10,000. Cost them $10,000. They were losing $8,000 an order, and there were hundreds of orders for the Super Bowl. Normally, Super Bowl ticket, worst seat in the house. If they guarantee you a ticket, they can buy for $1,500. They can buy it for $1,500. In this specific case, last year, they couldn't buy the ticket for $6,000. Couldn't buy the ticket for $6,000. Couldn't buy it. Couldn't buy it because there were no tickets to be found. So we'll see if we're going to have a Super Bowl contest. I don't know about a Super Bowl, but we'll definitely have contests throughout the week, giving away a lot of tickets. You're going to be calling in to me, and then at WOR, they'll give me a number, and you'll call in, and we'll have a board operator that'll put you on hold, and then I'll talk to you. And we're going to have to fit it in within an hour. Plus, I'm going to have other handicappers on the show that are paying me to be on the show. And then they're also going to be selling the handicapping products, and I'll be giving out some free games and lunging some action for free, and making obviously the hour of the show legitimately worth listening to. Can't be a 1 hour pitch. I'm going to make you laugh, as we know. Probably be eating on the air, as we know. I'm going to try to get really close with any good restaurants around there, get free food, and I'll pump their place up. I mean, obviously that would be great. We have breakfast there. Well, it's like noon to 1, so what is that, like lunch? And then I'm going to have to watch, especially on Sunday, I'm going to watch the games right at the studio because they start at 1 o'clock. So the show's 12 to 1. It's a live show. I'm off at 1. What am I going to do? I'm not going home. I'm going to actually be there. So we're going to watch the games there probably the entire day. We won't go home until probably 1 o'clock in the morning, and then start Monday through Friday. So I'm going to be doing a lot of different posts on here. And then, we'll see how it goes. Very nonchalant, very informal, just talking, saying hello, talking about the Mets, how I feel they're going to be, Yankees, Jets, Giants, Rutgers. I will now be an authority and an expert on Rutgers college football. Am I today? No! But I will be. Trust me when I tell you, I'll know where these fucking people went to elementary school, because I'm going to have to. And Mets Yankees, I know already, enough to get by. And then general knowledge, enough to get by. I've been doing it 35 years, so I can handle any question. Even if I don't know it, I can fucking Google it. So that's really where we're at for today. Obviously, a big series with the Mets. They're playing the Pirates. Pirates are a better team, soup to nuts. Mets obviously have better pitching, not by much, but with Burnett hurting right now, Mets Probably a better pitcher than anybody in baseball right now. Not better hitting, though. Pirates lineup is awesome. It's fearless. They're very well coached. And it's going to be a big series for the Mets. You know, if the Mets could take 2 or 3 from the Pirates, that will show a lot. That will show a lot. That will show a lot. Because how I'm ranking all the teams right now in Major League Baseball, I still have the Giants as 1 because Bumgarner can pitch untold in the playoffs and he doesn't lose and you can't score, so what's the point? And they still hit in the clutch, and they still got Posey, they still got Pence, and their entire lineup is fucking hitting. People I don't even know are hitting. So they're hitting. I make Giants 1. I make Cardinals 2. Obviously, best staff in baseball, ERA even better than the Mets. Soup to nuts. And they have won 2 World Series lately, and they can win again, as we know, and very well coached again. So I make Cardinals 2. I make Pirates 3. Then I make Mets 4. So that's why I round up National League. American League is only the Royals. There's only the Royals. They're the only real team. They win in extra innings. You know, like they lost last night, big deal. I had the Angels, so I know that. But I mean, the Royals should have won the World Series last year. I mean, if Baumgartner doesn't do what he did, which has never been done before, which will never be done again, you know, Royals win the World Series. There's no two ways about it. There's no issue with it. They got robbed. They got robbed. I mean, they got robbed. So I don't think anybody's going to beat them this year for the World Series, even if the Mets. Let's say the Mets get super hot. Let's say David Wright comes back. Let's say Cespedes is crushing the ball. Murphy's always hitting. Darno keeps it up. You know, and then you get intermittently, then you get maybe Kadaya, and then, you know, when you need him, Uribe, you know, when you need anything like that, Kelly Johnson, let's say if you need it, and then you have Wilmer Flores, you know, then you have Lagares, you have all these other parts flying around, and then, you know, Curtis Granderson just crushing the ball. You know, he's really having a great year, Curtis Granderson, this year. He's having a great year. Not a good year, but he's having a great year. He really is. And then if Lucas Duda can stay hot and go on his streaks, you know, Mets are real, but they're not beating the Royals. Nobody's beating the Royals. There's nobody in the American League that can even, you know, there's not one team. There's not one team. You know, Royals. And then, you know, truth be told, when it counts, you know, when it gets past the 7th inning in the playoffs, you're not going to score on them. You weren't scoring last year, you know, and they're so resilient. They're resilient. They were dead last year, and they still made it, you know, to Game 7. Seriously. You know, so they're going to be tough. Preseason underway. We have the 3rd slate of games. So you had the opening game last week, Sunday game, then you had a full slate yesterday. You got a slate today also. We have some action on the card now, obviously, for purchase. You got the dailies and the weeklies and the monthlies and the seasonal packages. And you have my games for sale right now, obviously, as always. You can speak to me live. We can work out a package, anything you want, as always. I really believe it's going to be a phenomenal season. There's no issue about it. No two ways about it. I guess the next thing is lunch. What are we going to eat for lunch? Joyce, what are we eating for lunch? Italian, baby! Italian! Anytime we say Italian, it costs Joyce money because she has her birthday card. But since her birthday's coming hot and heavy really quick, she gets reloaded again. We're eating Italian! It's fucking settled! We're going Italian! Puccinella's, Italian place next to us. Unbelievable. Everything's great. They have like a little pizzeria, small takeout, but you have tables there. And then they opened another restaurant, maybe about an eighth of a mile down the road that, you know, maybe seats 60, 80. Phenomenal food. Phenomenal Italian food. Broadway and Massapequa. Puccinella's. Oh, really. A soup to nuts. Everything is great. And a touch expensive, but not over the top. You know, because, you know, good food costs money. You know, there's no issue about it. There's no two ways about it, especially now. Food's expensive. Food is expensive. Eggs are expensive. Milk's expensive. Everything's expensive. Fucking butter's expensive. So food's expensive, but their food is top-notch. A1. A1. And then also, if you ever roll into Farmingdale, if you ever, like, you know, just come into Farmingdale for whatever reason, you have to go to a restaurant, new restaurant, Hush, Hush. Now, the owner is a Farmingdale guy, and I think he won a contest. He either won an amateur contest that his food won, or he won into a celebrity contest or something, but he won a contest. So he's an amazing cook, an amazing chef, and his food is phenomenal. I mean, they've eaten everywhere. Look, you know, you got to trust a fat guy when the fat guy tells you it's good. I mean, look at me. It's good. But their food is phenomenal. Their food is better than good. It's better than great. It's phenomenal. It's like, you know, an experience. It's worth coming. Like, if you got nothing to do, you just want to roll into Farmingdale, eat at Hush, but it's tiny. There's not a lot of tables. You know, 25 people in the place is, sold out. You can't even go to the bathroom for 25 people in the place. That's how tiny it is, but the food is amazing, so Hush. So you might want to go to Hush too. And then, can't really get a read on the Giants right now. I think they're going to be very good. I mean, obviously their offense could be phenomenal. And Eli's playing for a contract, so, they could win the Super Bowl. Really, that's how it rolls. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really how it rolls. When I look at the Jets, I just don't know what's going to happen on a day-to-day, so it's so volatile. So, I really liked Geno Smith, to be honest with you. Me personally, I was a Geno Smith guy. I believed this year he was going to roll. I believed his deficiencies, although they were self-inflicted, a lot of them, weren't his fault. He just had to really grow into who it is, Geno Smith. And it's not easy playing quarterback in the NFL. People say it's easy. It's probably the hardest job in the world. You have, 11 people wanting to kill you. And then you got to make sure that the 10 people that are on your team in front of you do the right things. And you got to think. And the people on the other end are deceiving you. And they're putting in zones and schemes. And it's hard to do. It's not easy to do. And they're looking to kill you. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to do. And, Geno had a couple of good games. Remember that Monday night game where Geno won at Atlanta on a Monday night? That was unbelievable. I really thought he was going to roll. And then he just interceptions and just not reading the defense and almost looking clueless, like almost looking lost. But I really thought it was going to be a good year for him. So now the Jets are in free fall. You don't even know, with Sheldon Richardson, and you don't know. You just don't know on a daily basis. You just don't know what to expect no more. So I don't know with the Jets. Giants could be good. Giants offense is going to be very good. And Eli not signed, he could win the Super Bowl. He could win the Super Bowl. As you know, you can never doubt him. You've seen him. Whether it's lucky, whatever, it doesn't matter. He makes the play. God's with him, and he makes the play, and he's been doing it his whole life, from high school to college to the pros. So Giants could be a sleeper. Giants could be a sleeper. I think the Cowboys are going to be a sleeper, too. I think Cowboys are going to be great this year. I think they're going to be great. I think they could win the Super Bowl, too, and they could come from the NFC. But, Green Bay, something always happens to Green Bay. So, even though they're the best team with the best quarterback, something will happen to them. So I'm not putting them in. And, odds are right now, if I'm betting, I would probably say Seattle. I would say Seattle, Indianapolis, Super Bowl, and Seattle wins again. It's the last run for Marshawn Lynch. This will be the last time he's featured, correct? Right? No two ways about it. And then they just gave the quarterback all the money. So, in other words, he has to prove himself now. And they're not going to be able to hold all these pieces together defensively. After this year, the Seahawks are not the Seahawks we ever knew. Because they're going to lose like 3 or 4 people, and their defense now will be susceptible. Defense now will be porous. You can't afford to pay everybody. You can't pay everybody. Can't pay everybody. So Seattle's last run wasn't last year, where they should have won the Super Bowl. In the worst play, arguably, I've ever seen in my life. And, Russell Wilson, are you serious? It was an amazing play by the defensive play on New England. There's no two ways about it. It was amazing. I've seen it play 300 times. It cost me probably hundreds of thousands of dollars, so I know the play. I see the play. It was an epic play. But, Wilson, you just can't throw the pick. It was that was a 1 in a million. First of all, it was a 1 in a million call to throw the fucking ball in the first place. Please, are we serious? Like Pete Carroll, are we serious? Like he didn't sleep for 5 months? He should have been shot. Forget about not slept. Are you serious? Come on now, Pete. Come on, Pete. You should never sleep for the rest of your life over that play. Never. Not a wink, because what were you doing? So I think this is the last year the Seahawks can make a run. You really have nothing in the NFC that's overwhelming. What do you have? Really, truth be told, besides Seattle, what do you have? You have Green Bay. And then, really, you don't have anything else that's guaranteed money. That's guaranteed money. You have Green Bay. That's about it. That's really it. So, lean towards Seattle again. Can the Giants beat both of them? Sure they can. They've done it already, and they can do it anytime. They could do it. Giants' offense is that good. Their defense, I don't know. Their defense is a question mark. Defensive side of the ball is a question mark. But now in this day and age, offense can beat defense. You can have an offense. You need a defense, but if you have an epic offense, you can go all the way. And, Colts will probably make a run this year in the AFC, because the AFC is really not that good. There's nobody in the AFC that's good. For my money, there's nobody. For my money, there's nobody guaranteed. Because if Denver's the best, then, they're not even, competitive when it counts now. We don't know what Payton's going to do. We really don't. But again, Denver could represent the AFC again. You know, Indianapolis looks like they're loaded. They made some good moves. They got better receivers now. He got more help. And, Andrew Luck is a specimen. He's a monster. He's the smartest person in the room. He's the smartest guy on the field. So, you really can't bet against him. He's great. And now with more help, he'll probably be better. He'll probably be better. There's no two ways about it. So I believe that it could be Colts, Seahawks, and I would say Seattle wins because that's basically where we're at. Hello, Brian. I'm just doing a random video that we're putting on here. This is the brains behind the website operation here, Brian, here, giving him the net tickets. So, all right, so I'm going to leave you today. That's about it. So this will be like the format that we're doing. Joyce, you could cut this off in a couple of seconds. And then I'm going to be rambling and randomly rambling, and then I'll be high-pitched for a lot of hours. So let's see how it goes. And as always, I love you. Bye-bye.